Time for the daily shower, the weather headlines, making headlines across the country, and we're still looking at a very active weather pattern across the western U.S. Moving into the central U.S., we'll be talking about that in today's daily shower. Thank you for all that you're doing to help grow this channel. Still looking forward to those subscribes, likes, hit the alert button so you can be notified when new videos like this one are posted. All right, remember this map? I showed this to you in the last daily shower. It was all those weather hazards that we were expecting and the timeline. What has changed here? Not much, other than the timing of the system has increased a little bit. So let's focus on Wednesday into Thursday. Into Friday, these will be the biggest impact days, so November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And this biggest impact will cover wind, rain, snow, tornado chances, hail chances. So we've got a lot to cover. Let's begin with just a general look at the system, and we'll do so looking at temperatures. The map shown here are temperatures in terms of above or below average. Now, watch this bullseye of warmth as it spreads from the northern plains, the Dakotas, Montana, and it spreads eastward. All that heat, that equates to about 20 to 30 degrees warmer than average. Those temperatures focus there over Minneapolis and the rest of Minnesota, over Milwaukee and the rest of Wisconsin. As you head toward Detroit and the rest of Michigan, very warm. And in fact, that warmth spreads all the way up into Quebec as well as the Maritimes. So there's a bullseye of warmth ahead of the system. That leaves us with the cold on the other side. We have 20 to 30 degree temperatures below average for sections of California. As far as Nevada is concerned, as far as Arizona is concerned, New Mexico, pretty much the whole Four Corners region, we're looking at those temperatures 20 to 30 degrees colder than average. And you can see that bullseye in those cool colors there. That's the differentiating line between these two, the cold front, and it's quite a pronounced line. That cold front is going to be driving a lot of the changes. It will also give the dynamics to produce some severe weather, including a tornado chance as we get into Thursday. So let's break down everything. Snow, total rainfall, total precipitation, and then the hazardous weather on the horizon as far as thunderstorms are concerned. So watch that timeline, a mix of rain and snow across the western U.S. as part of that colder air, as part of the system. If you're down around Texas, the Gulf Coast states, you have chances for rain, not part of that storm system. And to the northeast, pretty quiet as we go into Saturday, but then the storm system will try to spread your way. There's a look at late Thursday into Friday morning. System crosses over the plains. That will be the chance for some of the damaging thunderstorms. But let's focus on what it's producing. So as you look throughout the Cascades down into the Sierras, really nice to see some healthy snowfall totals. If you see blue on the mountain ranges here, that's representing 6 to 12 inches. And that's going to be falling again throughout parts of the Sierras, as part of those Cascades, part of the northern Rockies, in and around Salt Lake City, the Park City, Utah. We're going to be looking at some snowfall around Denver, Cheyenne, Colorado Springs. Higher totals, though, in the mountainous spots. The San Juans of Colorado will actually produce the most, and that's this area here. Silverton, Creed, Pagosa Springs. Travel around Wolf Creek Pass, for an example, is going to be really bad as we go into Thursday, into Friday. And these totals, again, 6 to 12 inches, but the thing that catches my attention here about this area, the San Juans in southwestern Colorado, is the convective nature of that snowfall. That means like thunder snow. That means high snowfall rates, a very quick impact of some of that deep moisture there. Okay, that was a breakdown of snow, and you can imagine the travel impact that will come through with that. Let's look at total moisture, and we'll zoom the map into a couple of different areas, but a couple of bullseyes that grab my attention, and probably yours too, is this area around Oklahoma City. We'll come back to that as that moisture stretches on up toward Des Moines, Milwaukee, and Minneapolis. And the other bullseye is here to the Pacific Northwest, and that's the primary focus of the most hazardous weather, the most extreme weather recently, as you look Seattle and eastward into the Cascades. So you're going in off the coastal areas up into the Cascades, and where that lift is, that stretches down into Oregon too. That area is going to be around 3 to 6 inches of total rainfall, and that map goes through Sunday. So that's quite a bit of rain. And then we also have some higher precipitation totals here as you look in the northern Rockies. And these totals, again, 2, 3, 4 inches within that range. In most cases, that, at least the highlight areas, that is a combination of rain and snow. And then, of course, once you get close into the coastal areas, that's all going to be rainfall. But kind of the main driver for the precip is moving into the mountains, moving up those western slopes. So the western slopes of the Cascades, the western slopes of the Rockies, that's where we're generating the lift and going to be providing a lot of that moisture. As you go down to the south, what's the total precip there in the Sierras? We talked about snowfall totals. Well, total precip there is going to be pushing here at the 2-inch limit. Then you look around Salt Lake City and eastward, and we're looking more like an inch or so of total precip. In and around Colorado, most of the Rockies here, the central ones for Colorado along I-70, right around an inch or so ballpark average of total precip. But then you look down to those San Juans where there's more of that lift, more of the dynamics, more of that convective nature, the thunder snow, if you will. And these areas are going to pick up at least 2 inches of total water. So quite a bit more there in the San Juans. And again, this is very valuable. Most all of these Rockies and valleys are tributaries or source water for the Colorado River. So we've got to collect all this water and really help out that Colorado River system. Let's move off to the east. Another big talking point recently has been the Mississippi River and its water issues throughout its tributaries. So we're at least adding some water in about the next 5 days or so in some cases. Kind of the bullseye around Oklahoma City stretches on up toward Des Moines and Minneapolis. You get into those blue shades, you're looking at a 1/2 to 1 inch of rainfall. And then also from Atlanta to Raleigh up to DC and Philly, just outside of New York, we're looking at some totals around a 1/2 inch there as well. But it's that bullseye around Oklahoma City that is kind of that secondary bullseye we talked about that grabs my attention. So let's fly the map in there. Oklahoma City and then eastward, some of the totals, again, 2 inches if not more. And it's quite a wide swath here around Oklahoma, especially eastern Oklahoma down into Texas and up into the Flint Hills of Kansas. These areas have been very, very dry. Drought numbers climbed, in some cases, the quickest out of anywhere. And the drought was most severe in some cases around here too. So we're providing water in a drought-stricken area. But the problem with that area of rainfall is it's coming through with a risk of severe weather. So it's not just rain, it's not just generic thunderstorms. From Amarillo to Oklahoma City on up toward, say, Hays and Salina, Kansas, that may be the focal point area for damaging thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms. We'd include tornadoes, hail, wind risks with that system. Is that highlight day? That's going to be Thursday into Thursday night and Friday morning to watch out for that complex of storms. Let's keep the calendar, but wipe it clean. I want to focus on the 8th, 9th, and 10th. So next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, those days have some highlights coming in as well. Temperatures much colder than average are going to be possible throughout here. A good portion of the plains, even parts of Texas may cool off greatly, the Pacific Northwest, and we're going to bring some of that cold into Wisconsin. That's for next week. Other threats in terms of not just temperatures, but snowfall, northern Rockies, Cascades, potentially the Sierras too, may catch some heavy snowfall middle parts of next week, and heavy rainfall will stay in coastal areas there from northern California up into Washington and also British Columbia. So those are some things to keep on your radar for next week. And that's the point of the Daily Shower, keeping weather items on your radar so you know what's coming through and coming your way. Bottom line here, quick summary, is in this Daily Shower, the active weather, which has focused over the Western U.S., primarily stays over the Western U.S. However, this next system brings some activity into the central and southern plains as well, and may increase some moisture totals off to the east that desperately need it. We'll see you in the next Daily Shower.